All right, as promised, shit I didn't like at SHOT Show. Top 5 most uncool things. Now notice this one isn't products. Might be lack of products maybe, but not like shitty products. In fact, there's probably going to be more than 5 as well. But let me confer with my notes, see what makes the list. Number 1 on the list. The SHOT Show crud. It's real. I've been sick. Some of the guys that went with me have been sick. A lot of other people have been sick. Everybody gets sick at SHOT Show. I always get sick after SHOT Show. Different varying degrees of how sick. This year, no different. I was pretty sure while I was at the show that I was going to blame it all on Clint Hansen and call him patient zero. I even told him as much. But I heard from Clint this morning, and he never got sick there or afterwards. So it must have been somebody else. Number 2, the media badge experience. We'll call it the media badge experience. So like over here is like the media badge. It was fine. Nothing wrong with the actual badge. Except it's way bigger than normal badge holders, so that's stupid. But at any rate, it's all folded up inside that. The experience with the media badge, and it's like a 2-parter. Part 1 we'll talk about was it gives you access to the morning slot at Industry Day at the range. Some people call it Range Day. I guess the media is there in the morning, and media and buyers are there in the afternoon. And that experience there itself, I'm not going to do it again. It was cold and windy, and then there was a thunderstorm with rain. I was already on line to leave when the rain started. And I can't really blame SHOT Show for that. But spending that whole time in the windy fucking desert, even if it was warm, to shoot somebody's gun for 5 rounds and it doesn't work, I can skip all that. Like it doesn't do me any good. I don't get good footage, other than that stovepipe footage from the other video, you know. So the access that granted, not my thing. Now, the part I didn't like with that experience was when we were going there in the morning, we go find the shuttle, and it's a nice bus, very luxurious inside, like a charter bus. And there must have been 12 of us in there, maybe. You know, it holds like 60 or whatever. And a couple of, I believe they were vendors, but they may have been buyers, attempted to get on the bus. And a lady from SHOT Show came in and kicked them off. And she told them that media is prioritized, so they can't ride the bus. And they, got up and left, and made me feel like a piece of shit for having this media badge and getting treatment that I don't necessarily feel was warranted for preferential treatment. Now, the media badge part where there was a media lounge that had refreshments in it, like a continental style breakfast in the morning, which in Las Vegas, free breakfast doesn't actually happen anywhere. It's like $9,000. And they had like a bag check, which like that was all appreciated. But we're gonna make them feel important and tell everyone else that they're not a priority. That was very cringeworthy. I didn't appreciate it. But not a problem. I'm not going to the range day ever again. So I won't have to repeat that. But good going SHOT Show from alienating everybody in the bus. The people that stayed and the people that left. Now we get to the product parts. This one hurts me. Gemtech. I know they were in the other video for like good stuff. They no longer make their suppressed bolt carrier. Turns out they don't own the patent for it, so they must have licensed it or something. And that probably has something to do with why they went the direction of the whole upper. But I have a lot of guns here that if I want to optimize them for running a suppressor, buying a new upper isn't going to happen. But buying a bolt carrier would happen. I already own some of those bolt carriers for that reason. I actually know where there's still a few for sale. I'm going to go buy those before this is published. And then you guys hear the bad news. I never even got one of the 308 versions. Like those came and went before anyone knew they existed, and then they stopped. So I'm not letting my these last few of the 5.56 ones disappear before I can get my hands on them. And then this one. This is kind of a big one. This company and this company, that company and this company, none of them are going to support the SIG P365 family of pistols. They all have their reasons. Some stated, some I'm guessing at. UTM. Problem with UTM supporting the 365 is no government agencies use them. And government agencies, military, that kind of thing, Fed boys and whatnot, they are forced to participate in force and force training, which means there's a demand for UTM products that replicates the gear they use. And they don't use 365s anywhere yet. And civilians don't have as much force on force training happening, mostly because it's not offered a lot by instructors because there's not a lot of demand for it. And there's not a lot of demand for it because you, the student, don't ask for it. Students should be, beating down the doors trying to get into force on force training, but that's hard on the ego, so y'all skip it. So I blame this on you, the student. Next level training, makers of the CERT gun. They just said they didn't have any plans for a 365 model, and they could not confirm if their small micro model that's like a Shield 43 hybrid fits in a 365 holster. I could buy one and find out, but I already have a full-size MMP, so I'll just have to change all my support gear when I want to do laser dry fire training with a pistol, I guess. Apex Tactical Specialties. Man, I love their stuff. I've done video reviews of their stuff in MMPs and Shields and Glocks, slim Glocks, fat Glocks. Every MMP and Glock product I've owned has had some level of Apex in it. And they just said they chose not to get involved in the 365 line. And I don't think it's because there's a lack of business. That gun sold more than every other gun last year and the year before and the year before. 12 times as much as the Hellcat, but they make a Hellcat trigger. Probably helps with the gun actually functioning. But they chose not to get into the 365 line. I'm guessing, this is my guess, they're a small company, and that would be such a high demand product because there's so many of them out there that it would stretch their manufacturing capabilities beyond what they could do, would be my guess. They didn't say that, just my hunch is why they wouldn't support the biggest selling pistol of the last few years. Because they do some rather small pistols that I don't ever see at class. But your guess is as good as mine if that's just conjecture or there's some nugget of truth to it. You won't see much Apex reviews from me because all them guns that I had that with the Apex stuff in it are gone. Like I don't play with those fucking chunky guns anymore. Last one of those companies, EOTech, makers of the eFlex pistol red dot sight. I really like that sight. It's small, super small, and has the most crisp dot of all the manufacturers of pistol red dots. Even your $12,000 Swedish one, it's way overpriced and has terrible battery life and still doesn't have as good a dot as that eFlex. But it's for a Delta Point footprint, and the guys there said that they hadn't heard of any plans to make it for an RMS or K footprint, which is a shame because I would put one of them on some 365s instead of the ones I have laying over here on the table. I actually took off rather than run them. And then the last one is kind of 365, but not specific to them, and that is Mantis. Also made the list for good stuff. While I was floating around the booth area looking at things, and I saw the pistol caliber carbine Blackbeard, what I didn't see was a pistol Blackbeard for any pistol. I really wish I had seen that. I did talk to one of the engineer types and try to pry some information out of him, and what I got was, this is the quote, "It's a very difficult problem to solve," which tells me they have looked at the problem, But I don't know if they're continuing to work on it and it's difficult or it was too difficult. I don't know. Like they didn't say. They're very tight-lipped over there at Mantis. However, there was a hint of a rumor about some other guy hearing a rumor of a hint that maybe I saw an AK-47 Blackbeard prototype. Like it was white instead of red. And like obviously prototype. Maybe that showed up, is what I hear the rumor is. But it was a rumor from a guy about another rumor, so I can't be positive, confirm nor deny that. So the disappointments were mostly things I didn't see, and then a little bit of range day stuff. So that's what I got for my list of uncool stuff from SHOT. Take it easy. Oh yeah, one more thing. Fucking milk crates on wheels. So like travel luggage, you know, with the extendable handle, but instead of a suitcase, it's a fucking milk crate. And people got it packed full of catalogs and stickers and whatever the fuck else. I fucking hate those things. I don't even like the people that are dragging them around. And every one of them that I kicked while walking through, it wasn't an accident.